last official part of the conference is going to be Carice Witte from the Signal Group delivering the closing remarks for the day.
First of all, I have to thank Christoph. Christoph, you have been outstanding, A to Z. I have to tell you, one of the most serendipitous moments that I have experienced in recent years was having met the Danube Institute at an event, and then Christoph getting in touch with us and saying, I want to come to your office in Israel and talk to you about doing something together. And I thought, oh my God, what are we going to do with Hungary? And his idea was this, and we were thrilled. So thank you so much, Christoph. Thank you to all of the Danube Institute. A very important shout out to Melinda, who has been fantastic, and to Julia for really doing everything that it ran beautifully, really smoothly. I want to say, well deserved. A point of order. We know who the global, where are you, James? We know the global south includes Central Asia. It also includes Latin America. But that is, you know, there's a limit to how far we're going to go in the very first conference. I also want to say that I was very surprised, Happymon, that you said you don't hear about IMEC in India. When Tommy and I were in India March of last year, 2024, every single meeting we had with institutes and government, the first or second topic was IMEC. So I guess we're talking to different people, but it is very much on the minds of those we spoke to. And I want to say that IMEC is, you know, when the G20 announced and they thought of this idea, there was no exclusion. This was an evolution of the Abraham Accords, as I mentioned, and that meant it sort of had an I2U2 foundation, and it went on to go beyond that. And we're here today to say we invite all of you who are interested in Vietnam, in Ethiopia and Africa writ large, in South Korea and Japan and Philippines, all Indonesia, of course. We invite all, and it's not even us inviting, it's just me from Signal Group and Danube saying, we invite all of you into these conversations because you heard today, it's incredibly important. There is so much potential, and there is so much that we can all gain. I really believe in, you know, I talked about the fact that together we all benefit from the collective strength. I don't know if you noticed how Europe dealt with China. It's different maybe right now, but the European Union was an entity, so they could say to China, the individual countries could say, oh, well, you know, the European Union, the boss, says we can't. And they didn't have to take responsibility for the fact that they were, or at least didn't have to take a hit for saying no to China. There is a lot to be gained in this kind of unity. And it was said in this session and earlier that minilaterals are where, you know, this is the order of the day. That horrible two elephants in grass thing. But the truth is, you know the song, clowns to the left of me, jokers to my right. Okay, we've got U.S. problematic on one side, and China, really challenging on the other side. But we have the rest of the world. We are the rest of the world, and we are a huge population with a tremendous amount of agency and power. All we have to do is work together to harness it. And so today we heard about the power of these corporations. They already know. There's the money that wants to be moved and invested. They already are looking for an IMEC to facilitate. And we also learned today about the importance of branding. The golden road, my new favorite phrase. We have to remember that how people perceive. You talked about perception. It's not just Africa. Everybody makes their decisions based on perception. So branding is important, and narrative is important, we heard. The narrative that this is not about going against anyone. What was that wonderful phrase? I I think maybe you said it, competition without exclusion. That is a wonderful approach, absolutely. We also heard about it's very realistic to expect that we can establish public-private partnerships that are successful. There are examples and there are ways, and we can do that. And I think that we didn't talk much about the digital connections. This is going to be a very fertile ground for all of us. I think, we all know economic development is infused through advancing technology. And by the way, we all know that great power competition at the heart of it is new and emerging technologies. And there is a lot of tech capability among the IMEC countries and the IMEC-friendly countries who are here today. And working together on that level is going to be very important and significant. We also heard about biology, arteries, veins, capillaries. We need to establish these basic networks, enjoy the flow, as Kaush said, that's already happening, the money that Thomas said is already moving. We need to grab that and just funnel it into the right direction. And I think my last sentence will be, and if you'll all maybe validate this with a nod, I think we can justify having the second annual International Conference on IMEC next year. Can I have a vote on that? Yes. Good.